Encouraging discussion is no less important in a virtual classroom setting than it is in a face-to-face classroom. In fact, some research suggests that students who tend to be reluctant to speak up in class often have a greater opportunity to participate in online discussion. To add a discussion forum, click on the Add an Activity or Resource link. On the left-hand pane, you have your choices for activities and resources. Select Form, and on the right-hand pane, you see a description where it talks about how the module enables asynchronous discussion. It talks about the form types and gives a brief description. It talks a little bit about subscriptions to the form. And it suggests different types of uses for discussing course content or reading materials, for teacher-only discussions using a hidden form, for one-on-one support area, for private student-teacher communication. And there's also a button here for more help, and you can just click on that. So help, again, is always available. Select Add. These options are very familiar, so enter a name, test form, enter description. Display description on course page so the students know exactly what the form is all about. Select the form type. For this example, standard form for general use is just fine. That most closely resembles regular conversation, which means that there's random topics being started. But let's look at some of the options. A single simple discussion, that would be the type of form that you put out the topic and then you expect students to reply. Q&A, standard form displayed in a blog-like format. These are all things that you could just experiment with as time goes by. If you need more information about each of the types, help again is available. Q&A form. It says students must first post their perspectives before viewing other students' posts. So other posts only become available after the student makes an initial post. Okay. Let's continue. The options for attachments and word count. The maximum attachment size, I think 20 megabytes will be good, allowing people to upload media, which tends to be larger files. The maximum number of attachments, probably 2 should be sufficient at one time. I don't want to do anything with word count because I'm interested in promoting discussion, not checking to see exactly how many words are being entered. As far as subscriptions, I want to make this an optional subscription because this won't be a graded form. If it was a graded form, then I would go ahead and automatically subscribe the students to the form. They would have the option to unsubscribe from the form, but it would be their responsibility to make sure that they're following what's going on in the form. As far as retracking, want to turn that on because this just gives you an added assistance in managing what you read and what you have not read. I don't want to do anything with RSS feeds. I don't want to do anything with blocking posting, but you do have that option. It says for a time period, so you could choose, say, for over a period of 2 days, and allow students to only make like 2 posts over that. And that would be, I guess, in the circumstance that several students are monopolizing the conversation online and you want to give other students an opportunity to be more vocal. I don't want to do anything with that, so I'm going to set that back to don't block. I haven't added any grade categories to the grade book. If I did, I would probably have a category for discussions, and then I would add all of the discussion grades to that category so that they could later be averaged in order to produce the final grade. As far as ratings, the type of ratings, average, maximum, min. I want to stick with the average of the ratings. For the scale, I want the form to be 10 grade points. And I do want to restrict the ratings to items within a certain range. Okay, so if the start date was today at noon, and then the end date 2 weeks from today at midnight, 23:55, so just before midnight. As far as the common module settings, I definitely want it to be visible. Again, I want to check and see the ID number. Setting an ID number provides a way of identifying the activity for grade calculation purposes. So I want to add an ID number. This is discussions, so I'm going to abbreviate it DISC and add a number for identification purposes. I'm doing nothing with groups, so I don't need to select anything there. And let's look at the restrictions. Again, you can restrict by date. You can restrict by grades on previous assignments, and you can restrict by individual users. I'm going to restrict by date, so select Enable, and today's date at noon will be fine, and allow access to this discussion forum for about 2 weeks, and have the cutoff time at midnight on that date. If I wanted to restrict by grade, then I could select an assignment. Say students must have a grade of 75% in order to see this additional assignment. In this case, I don't want to do that, so I deselect that. Again, we can identify particular students by their ID number and restrict those students from seeing the assignment. And then here are your options for how that restriction is displayed. It will show grayed out where they can see the restrictive information, or it can be hidden entirely from the gradebook. Okay, I think that's it. Scroll up and take a look at some of the options. Yeah, that should be fine. and save and display. Now it shows that I've created a form called test form. It contains nothing at this point, but it's giving me the option to add a new discussion topic to the form. And I want to add a topic. Test topic. And test topic message. Okay, you have the option to receive email posts of what has been posted to the form. In most cases, I do not want that because I get more than enough email and I can come back to the form and look at what's going on there myself. So I don't want email copies. And I have the option of adding additional files for the students to look at regarding the actual topic. Or I can add digital media in here. I can add images. I can add Moodle media, which is video and audio files. I can add links to information. Okay, but I'm pretty much done here. And just select Post to Form. And it shows me that it's been successfully added. Okay, and there's the post. Now, I want to go back to the course page. And again, this is the way things look when editing is on from the instructor's perspective. And you have the option to do various things with this particular form that you've added. You can edit the title. You can move it. You can update it. You can duplicate it. You can delete it entirely. You can hide it from the students so it's there, but until a certain date when you're ready to reveal it, it just remains hidden. It has, if you want to do something related to groups and roles, you can add the information using that link. Okay, gives the description and the restriction dates. Now I want to scroll down. And on the left-hand side here on the administration menu, I want to select switch role. And I want to switch to the student role so I can see this form from the student's point of view. You can see the title and the description, and it's available for you to click on. You see that there's one topic in the test form description form. Select it. The student can choose to reply to the topic. Okay, and this can just include text. Okay. Or if you want to add a link to a video or embed the video, select video. And I actually want to add a link. Enter the address. And I'm going to open in this window because I actually want it to be embedded in the actual reply. In the title. This video. And insert. And you can see it's underlined, so the link has been added. Again, I don't want email copies of posts because I know that I'm going to come back. But if you are concerned with responses and want to see them as soon as possible, then you do have the option to receive email copies of the post to the form. Okay, and again, you can add any types of attachments and post to the form. The post was successful, and you have 30 minutes to change it. That was on there pretty quick. And you can see that it's actually now embedded in the discussion topic. And that's it. We've taken a look at the discussion form from the students and also from the instructor's point of view.